A reflection of law.
For the first time in Kenya's history, citizens were treated to the rigorous process of public scrutiny of appointments to the position of a Chief Justice and his deputy. And the judges who are used to asking questions were instead forced to navigate strange waters as they answered rapid-fire queries from the panel. Out of the 10 shortlisted applicants, 9 are serving judges, and only law scholar and civil society activist Dr. Willy Mutunga was not a judge. As it turned out, Dr. Mutunga scored more marks than other candidates during the interviews.
I shall act as the servant of the people's rights and entitlements. I shall never defer my judgment to the executive. I shall protect the basic structure of the Constitution. I shall never enforce my own moral convictions at the expense of any other person.
While his peers in the civil society have welcomed the move, saying he is best placed to sweep the alleged rot in the judiciary, his critics, particularly those from the corridors of justice, claim he is an outsider with no judicial experience and who could rapidly paint the institution with activism, as opposed to practical reforms, an issue that also arose during the interviews.
The impression that this is a man who has come from outside, who has been always, if I say, on that other side. Now he wants to lead an important arm of government. I don't want to ask you whether there is a contradiction in that. I don't see any. But do you fit into this without defecting?
I haven't been a magistrate or a judge, although I was a judge in 2000 in Tokyo for only 5 days, and it was a good experience. But in terms of scholarship, I think I'm eminently qualified. In terms of practicing law, I practiced law between 1972 and 1998.
Lawyer Nancy Baraza, who also happens to be an activist and crusader for human rights, was also among the 8 candidates shortlisted for the position of Deputy Chief Justice. However, her activism outside the judiciary was questioned, with the commissioners taking her to task over the public view that she has not contributed much in the judiciary.
What is your view of judicial activism, and is it related to development of the law?
Activism is a very, very good value, which seems to have, in this country, we sort of try to bastardize it. It's like when you talk about activism is a bad thing, but it is a good value, because activism makes you challenge status quo.
The 2 nominees who now await the approval of the President and the Prime Minister have cited that their first obligation, if appointed to the positions, will be to fight corruption, introduce electronic filing of cases, and employ more judges and magistrates to avoid a backlog of cases, as is the situation presently. Thairu, Citizen Weekend, Nairobi.